Hongkongers are set to brace for the #1 standby signal tomorrow morning as Tropical Cyclone Podul edges closer. More details into a tragic case are revealed where a woman with mental illness is suspected of murdering her younger brother and elderly mother. And a new imported case of chikungunya fever is logged while health officials warn of the effectiveness of testing kits sold in the market. Good evening. You're watching Cable News. I'm Jeremy Zhu. Hongkongers should brace for Tropical Cyclone Podul with a standby signal #1 to be issued as the storm edges closer to the city on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Taiwan is on high alert as Podo threatens to batter the island with strong winds and torrential rain. Cheryl Yun reports.
Podo is forecast to make landfall on Taiwan's southeastern coast on Wednesday, prompting authorities to escalate preventive measures to prepare for the storm's severe conditions. In Fugang Fishery Harbor and Green Island, fishing boats have been docked for shelter, with fishermen intensifying efforts to secure their vessels. Areas affected by previous storms have ramped up preparations, including setting up water pumps to mitigate flooding risks. Taiwan's Central Weather Administration has urged residents in Hualien, Taichung, Kaohsiung, and Pingtung to remain on high alert. In Hong Kong, the outer subsiding ear of Podo will bring hot weather during the day on Wednesday, along with showers triggered by the heat. Squally heavy showers, thunderstorms, and swells are expected occasionally on Thursday. The observatory will assess the need to issue a higher signal from late Wednesday to early Thursday. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
Another careless tragic story in the city came to light after a 52-year-old woman was arrested on suspicion of murdering her younger brother and her elderly mother before attempting to take her own life. Investigators said the woman had suffered from mental health issues. Jamie Liu has the story.
The suspected double homicide was discovered yesterday in the unit in Hangmun Building on 38 Chengsha Wan Road. An 85-year-old woman and her 47-year-old son was found dead at the scene. The woman sustained multiple wounds on her neck, while the man was suspected of being suffocated to death. They later found a 52-year-old woman who was the man's sister on the rooftop of the building and arrested her for murder. They also retrieved the suspected murder weapon, a pair of blood-stained scissors, on the canopy on the first floor. At a press briefing, police said the woman lived with her husband, mother, and brother and had no record of domestic violence. She has a history of mental illness, sees a doctor regularly, takes medication, and had recently told friends she was having suicidal thoughts, according to investigators. They believe the suspect, under psychological stress, allegedly killed the two victims before attempting suicide. Investigation found that the brother had Down syndrome and usually stayed at a care home, only returning home on weekends. Since he had not returned to the care home for weeks, social workers came looking for him and subsequently discovered the deaths. Speaking to iCable News, Yun Shuk-yen, an advocate from the Society for Community Organization, believed the carer in the case was bearing immense stress. She urged the government to move its pilot database identifying high-risk carers into a permanent scheme as soon as possible. The Social Welfare Department said it is deeply concerned about the case and will support the family if needed. Jamie Liu, Cable News.
The SAR has recorded a new imported case of chikungunya fever, with the patient being a 31-year-old man living in Kuaicing district who was infected after visiting the virus epicenter Foshan in Guangdong. Up until now, the city has recorded 6 cases of the disease this year. Meanwhile, some shops in Shamshui-Po have been found to continue selling unreliable test kits for the virus, despite health authorities warning they don't work. At electronics stores in Shamshui-Po, rapid test kits claiming to detect chikungunya antibodies remain on sale. The packages suggest users can get results in 10 minutes using just a blood sample. However, at a special meeting today at the Legislative Council, Albert Au, head of communicable disease from the Center for Health Protection, warned these kits are ineffective. He explained they test for antibodies that might not appear enough amounts until 7 days after infection, meaning early tests could give false negatives and delay proper treatment. A 63-year-old man has been charged with administering poison with intent to injure and appeared in court today with his bail application denied. This comes after he was found to have placed several bottles of soft drinks mixed with urine at multiple supermarkets in the city. The reportedly unemployed defendant was brought by police to Kowloon City Magistrates Court. He is accused of placing 2 bottles of soft drink, allegedly contaminated with urine, onto the shelves of a supermarket in Shamshui-Po on the 6th of this month. In court, security camera footage from the supermarket was presented. The defendant admitted to being the person seen in the footage and claimed to have felt a strong sense of achievement. The case has been adjourned until October 21st for further police investigation. The defendant will remain in custody. The incident came to light when the Center for Food Safety asked Swire Coca-Cola, a bottled soft drink supplier, to submit an investigation report after a 9-year-old boy fell ill for drinking what was suspected to be urine-tainted cola last month. It was revealed that similar incidents involving tampered drinks had been discovered over the past year. Taking to the airwaves, barrister Ken Lee said beverage suppliers and supermarkets have the responsibility to ensure product safety. If suppliers are aware that products may have been interfered with, they should investigate the matter with the supermarket or retail outlet. Failing to guarantee safety could constitute negligence, he added. During the Black Rainstorm events last week, Hongkongers may have noticed a new face when they were watching news about floodings on their televisions. Hailing the performance of the machine, the Drainage Services Department has acquired 3 additional mobile pumping robots, each costing about $1 million, to ramp up efforts in combating flooding during extreme weather events. Cheryl Yun shares more.
Hong Kong was battered by record-breaking black rainstorm warnings in early August, resulting in over 30 flooding incidents citywide. In addition to the workers who tirelessly clear blockages and drain rainwater across the city, mobile pumping robots, also known as water pumping dragons in Chinese, played a critical role, being deployed 10 times for a total of 500 hours during the storms.
We found that the pumping robots 龍級水 has good performance, and so we, due to its good performance, we have purchased 3 more to enhance our capability in emergency response. There's great uncertainty in the rainstorm events, and we are not able to predict where the flooding incident is going to be. So we are going to place the robots strategically in Hong Kong, in our base. So our goal is to get to the flooding locations as soon as possible once we receive the service call.
Each robot has a pumping capacity of up to 800 cubic meters. Water is pumped through hoses and directed to the nearest drains. The Drainage Services Department currently operates 6 mobile pumping robots, which are unsung heroes in restoring normalcy after severe weather events. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
The United States and China have agreed to extend their tariff truce for 90 days, staving off triple-digit tariffs on each other's goods just hours before the trade truce was set to expire. Cheryl Yun reports.
The decision, announced in a joint statement, came from the latest round of talks between U.S. trade officials and their Chinese counterparts held in Stockholm in late July. Both sides will continue to suspend an additional 24 percentage point duty rate imposed on each other for 90 days. U.S. tariffs on China remains at 30%, while China will keep a 10% tariff on American goods. China said it will adopt all necessary measures to suspend or remove non-tariff countermeasures against the U.S., as agreed in the Geneva Joint Statement. Additionally, Beijing confirmed that measures against 17 U.S. firms previously listed on its trade and investment restriction lists will be postponed for 90 days. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Monday, extending the truce until November 10th, stating that China has taken significant steps toward remedying non-reciprocal trade arrangements and addressing U.S. concerns.
We've been dealing very nicely with China, as you probably have heard. They have tremendous tariffs that they're paying to the United States of America. And we'll see what happens. They've been dealing quite nicely. The relationship is very good with President Xi and myself.
A White House statement said the extension will allow more time for negotiations regarding unfair trade practices and trade imbalances, while stating that both sides are committed to ongoing negotiations to resolve trade disputes and strengthen economic ties. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
In a move claimed to be liberating the country's capital, U.S. President Donald Trump vowed to send the National Guard to Washington, D.C. and temporarily take over the city's police to tackle homelessness and crime. D.C. Mayor pushed back on Trump's narrative on crime and called his move unsettling. Jamie Liu reports.
In a press conference flanked by his officials, U.S. President Donald Trump promised new steps to tackle homelessness and crime in the nation's capital. Trump cast his actions as a necessary response to a purported wave of lawlessness in the city.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back.
He vowed to remove homeless people on D.C. streets with enforcement operations targeting gangs, drug dealers, and criminals. According to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and the Army, 800 National Guard troops will be deployed. Of those, between 100 and 200 will support law enforcement at any given time. Trump also declared a public safety emergency in the city and invoked Section 740 of the Home Rule Act. The provision allows the president to commandeer D.C. police for 30 days when there are emergency conditions. Attorney General Pam Bondi will oversee the police force, Trump said. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser described Trump's police takeover as unsettling and unprecedented. She reiterated that the city had reached a 30-year low in violent crime.
Protect home rule.
After Trump's announcement, dozens of residents rallied near the White House in outrage. They criticized the president for practicing textbook authoritarianism by locking up people he does not like or want to see. Jamie Liu, Cable News.
Now let's take a look at the stock market. The Hang Seng Index ended the day up 62 points. Top active stocks of the day. Kuaishou was down $7.30. Tencent was down $1.50. Alibaba was down $1.90. Meituan was up 20 cents. The government says it will continue bringing in overseas businesses as foreign companies are eyeing the city for its mainland connections, viewing the SAR as a springboard for Asia-Pacific expansion.
Hong Kong is the place to be for fintech.
This promotional music video about Hong Kong was generated using artificial intelligence technology developed by a French startup. The company won an Invest Hong Kong competition 2 years ago and later established its regional base in the city.
Hong Kong base is essential. It's a key element in our APAC strategy. It's linked to roots and feelings, but it's also linked to business and capacity of Hong Kong, unique capacity of Hong Kong to connect entrepreneurs, clients, investors at the same point in a very fast way.
Meanwhile, an Italian food company that set up here nearly 20 years ago is now planning to expand into Shenzhen.
because to have the brand in Hong Kong means a lot of opportunity also for the main interests to enter in China, because the volume is huge. So, but to be there, you need to be in Hong Kong first.
He added that Hong Kong's network of chefs, service professionals, and diverse cuisines makes it one of the world's best hubs for the food industry. Cindy Wong, head of tourism and hospitality at Invest Hong Kong, believes the city's free port status gives it unique advantages amid global trade tensions. For example, she said many food firms, even produce suppliers, are shifting sourcing from the US to Southeast Asia or mainland China. As a global procurement hub, Hong Kong provides the ideal platform. The SAR's investment promotion agency has pledged to invite overseas firms to experience the city through trade shows and mega events. It will also guide established businesses through local regulations and licensing to support their expansion. Onto the weather now. Mainly cloudy with isolated showers tomorrow. Very hot with sunny periods during the day. Temperatures will range between 27 degrees and 34 degrees. More showers with squally thunderstorms and swells later. That's our news tonight. I'm Jeremy Zhu. Thank you for watching and good night.